Yo, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope y'all are doing well. Today we finally have the Super Saiyan Vegeta from SH Figuarts in hand to review. Now I'm not going to take too long reviewing this one because it doesn't come with that much. It's pretty much the budget figure for Vegeta, but we will talk about the colors and all that stuff with him, the articulation a little bit, and just do some brief comparisons at the end between some of the other Vegetas we do have. I also did get the Tons and Artoy stuff. That one is just taking a little longer because of life stuff, work, so those reviews will be coming in due time. But yeah, let's just jump into reviewing Vegeta. Alright, so first things first, of course we gotta crack him open, take a look at the box and all that good stuff. So that's what we're gonna do. Now of course, no shipper box for the general releases, all good. Of course, I do love just the colors of the box in general for most of these. I think the Trunks one had more of like a teal turquoise, so this one having a nice blue to it is really cool. Of course, no instructions in there. They've since removed that, as well as the background little paper that they give. But yep, we're gonna open him up and take a look at him here. And if you notice, this is more of a voiceover. I don't know if I was really happy with the way that the actual video went when I was recording it, but yeah, here he is looking at him. I do love the way that they did the blue on him. It's very vibrant. The armor, I think the yellow bronze parts of the armor I think are a little bit different. I do love that more, but it's not as, I don't want to say dull as the last Vegeta. It definitely is just more vibrant and fun to look at when you take him out. The hair, of course, is up for debate. Personally, I do like the more whiter blonde hair that classic early Z has, especially for Vegeta's first Super Saiyan appearance. It's a lot more lighter color, and I mean in some places, depending on if they've got an aura over them and whatnot, it does have that golden hue to it, but that's just my preference. But the pearl scent is cool. It's not too bad, but yeah, overall really cool. Of course, they do different things with the colors on the armor and the boots and gloves, which I wish was a little bit more consistent to where it's more white, but what are you gonna do? So yeah, let's start getting into the articulation. Alright, so jumping into his articulation. Now of course most of the stuff is going to be pretty standard for what all of the Vegetas we've gotten so far are, but of course he can do his usual left to right swivel on the head, as well as back to front, which you'll see here. Nothing too crazy. Of course, I think it's not on a double ball peg, which I think eventually we'll see that more. I mean, with the 3.0s they're doing that, of course, but I think eventually we're gonna have to see Vegeta in an armor in a new updated fashion, because he's okay in here, but he's not the best. But yeah, he can do his usual T-pose. Of course, those big shoulders, you can kind of twist them upside down a little bit if you want to get that full look for a T-pose. And I mean, messing around with the way the muscles look and whatnot, it's up to you. But of course, he can do that. And I did have a little bit of trouble, I think, with like getting the butterfly joint to fully, I guess, feel like it was popped out. And I guess that just has to do with the bump in his armor right there on the side. But he can get pretty decently close to doing that full final flash pose too. Just have to play around a little bit with the butterfly joint there. But again, I would like to see how they progress and do an armor Vegeta with updated engineering, because we haven't seen that yet. If you haven't heard about Kong Studios, they're attempting to do 3.0 Vegeta, which we'll potentially see sometime later this year, but I'm not sure if we'll see a full armor version. We just know that there's going to be battle damage one so far. But yeah, of course you get the elbow joint, and then you get your hand swivel, of course. Now that part in the abdomen there, you can pop it up a little bit and get some articulation up top, and you can also pop it back down, of course, and get the same articulation. So it's up to you in that matter, like how you want to mess with it. But he also really can't go that far back, so you kind of have to take advantage of the legs and stuff to kind of make him pose like he's arching his back more. But yeah, that's about as far back as you can get it there. And push it back down, and then you get that swivel there at the waist because it's on the ball peg there. And of course, here for the legs, you get the regular standard articulation. And what surprised me here about this is that there's 2 sockets right there, I guess, and I'm not really sure why, because I think I briefly either bring up the Demoniago Fit one, but the Demoniago Fit bodies, or old bodies too, don't have that on there, so it's kind of confusing why there's 2 sockets there. I don't know if that's something new that they were doing or what, but yeah, I brought out this Demoniago Fit Bitter Awakening Vegeta just to kind of look, because usually it's a clone of Tamashii, but yeah, you see it doesn't have it there. So I was just curious. I don't know what necessarily that was there for, and I tried to take this one off, but you know, I didn't want to break it. It didn't want to come out very easily, so yeah. But very weird. I'm not really sure what exactly that's there for, so I just left it alone. But there also is a pretty good Reddit thread somewhere that I can post that has to do with talking about different leg articulation between Demoniago Fit and Tamashii Nations. But yeah, you get your standard articulation in the leg with Vegeta. Nothing too crazy out of this world. Of course, here at the ankles, it's on that ball peg, so you're not going to be getting anything too crazy out of it, but just enough. And of course, you got your toe hinge there. But with that, let's just jump into talking a little bit about the Vegeta accessories that come with this package. Alright, so first things first, then to look at that default stern expression that we have out the box. I did also put the crossed arms up on him just to take a view. Personally, I don't like putting the crossed arms on the Vegeta figure just because for some reason it's just like more difficult than the standard, I feel. I like when they can just, I guess, pop into the shoulder socket, I guess, easier is by preference, but with the newer 3.0s, it seems to be a lot easier process to get them in. It's just with this one, it's a little bit more hectic for me with the joints there. But yeah, it does look pretty good. And yeah, that's the stern expression. So here is the smirk expression. It honestly looks pretty good. I think between this and the Demoniago Fit, I still would prefer the official, personally. I mean, the thing that Demoniago Fit got right was giving you that extra expression looking down. But here's also that screaming expression as well. And of course, like I said, they missed out by not giving him that expression for the looking down automatically in this package, and making it exclusive to 19 is just weird, but it is what it is. These are of course the same hands that you see in most Vegetas. It's nothing too different. Of course, I would like to see them again move into making an armor Vegeta with more updated engineering. And yeah, I mean, these are some head swaps. This is the Demoniago Fit Bitter Awakening head on the new body. Of course, if you like that more mustard yellow, go for it. Personally, it's not one of my favorites. I do like using the Tauntaun art toys. As of this moment, you won't see it yet, but in a video you'll see me use it. But that is the color I prefer. And here is a Super Saiyan God. I was just trying to recreate kind of that look from the manga when he went Super Saiyan God against Goku Black for the first time. And yeah, it honestly looks really great. It's very vibrant. The shininess kind of just goes along with that shine on the blue. It looks really well. But let's get into some comparisons here and talk about these different Vegetas you've got here. So with that, I brought the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta here for one reason. Look at the bulkiness of it, and imagine seeing maybe like a Super Vegeta in the future. It's honestly something that I think could be really cool to see, especially for Trunks, because I mean, the beefiness of course looks a little off on this setup with him. I know people have talked about that, but on an armor variant, and it fell. I don't know why. I was messing around, but on an armor variant, I think it would just look sick, you know, and that's something that I hope to see in the future. But let me talk about between Demoniago Fit, the old DBS Broly, and this newer Vegeta. So between these three, one thing I would say I notice is just when it comes to Demoniago Fit, they do really good with legs on Vegeta for some reason, right? And I mentioned it early in the video, but really good Reddit thread somewhere talking about the difference between Tamashii's legs and Demoniago Fit's legs. And it's honestly so like surreal that that's a thing, because you'd think that the official would have better articulation. And honestly, we thought that maybe they'd update Vegeta's articulation in some way, because it kind of sometimes they have weird translations, I think, in terms of their socials and say things, but it's not actually like new articulation. Same with like the Awakening Goku that just came out again. But yeah, that's one thing that they seem to get right with them, and I go fit. And even with the armor versions of it, you know, it works pretty well. Not just the ones that are in his jumpsuit. So also, I mean, the colors, I do like it when it's a little bit more vibrant on the white, the gloves and stuff like that. They seem to kind of take different strides with doing like grayish hue to the gloves, and I'm not sure I really like that, especially on the armor. Of course, DBS Broly is a different case. But yeah, that's just something kind of to talk about. Between these three, though, I mean, they're all pretty great. And of course, I would hope to kind of still, again, I'm going to keep saying it, move into the new space of new engineering for these figures. Just because I think at this point in time, Goku and Vegeta definitely deserve to see that limelight, not just other characters surrounding them. You know, Gohan was great to see getting in there too. But yeah, it's their time to shine eventually. I mean, we're moving into new saga soon eventually. And yeah, with that, that's going to conclude this review. I don't want to drag it on too long. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for the tons on our toy stuff. There's going to be a mix of videos. I'm going to do probably one video each for each head or head type, and then show off, you know, different bodies with it and whatnot, talk about it. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you in the next video. Peace.